My name's Ann Kenny, and I'm the Director of Training and Enrichment at the SPCA Albrecht Center in Aiken, South Carolina. And I thought I would try something new today because there seem to be lots of people adopting dogs from shelters, big, powerful dogs of the bully variety. I call them all bully breed mixes because whether they're pit bulls, boxers, mastiffs, they all sort of have that common bully build. Come here, Doggie. This is my friend. This is my friend, the shelter dog. His name is Vinny. We've had him for a couple weeks, but as you can see, Vinny already has learned some of the behaviors that he's going to need to know to live in a human home. I wish I could videotape him dragging me around on a leash, but it's probably not going to work because he really doesn't want to pull on the leash anymore, and I will tell you why. This is a life-saving, game-changing device that everyone who owns a dog that probably weighs over 30 pounds should try. It is called the Easy Walk Front Clip Harness. You can buy them everywhere from Amazon, Chewy.com. PetSafe is the manufacturer. PetSmart carries these harnesses, but some dogs need the in-between size. This happens to be a medium, which will fit actually a bully dog up to about 60 pounds, but most bully dogs I would usually put in a medium large because this is a little thinner. But anyway, for today's purposes, I want to show you how this piece of equipment works, and also while I'm doing it, give you a little bit of help on what you can expect from your bully dog and how to help your dog get off to a right start. Like Vinny will be able to. Vinny has had the luxury of being in a shelter environment where he gets a great enrichment and training program. He gets 120 minutes a day out of kennel enrichment, which would be his training, which is just games to him. He gets play groups, he gets to go on walks. He gets read to so he can learn to be calm around people. So we try to teach our dogs the life skills at the minimum what they will need to be successful in a new home, and then hopefully help the owners understand that if they can just keep doing what we've been doing, which is basically you're going to interact with your dog off and on during the day anyway, just do these things and your dog should absolutely be fine, and you will have a better life with your dog. So anyway, front clip harness. It is not like normal harnesses. Many people will tell you when you're walking your dog on your front clip harness that you have it on wrong. This is not true. The front clip harness works and is unique because the clip that attaches to the leash lives in the front of the dog. It lives right here on the chest. Vinny. I'm going to put my harness on Vinny. The harness, there are two clips. I always tell people, the color of the harness that you see the most of, which in this case is black, keep it clipped or you will end up putting on an upside down or cockamamie some way. So how it works, you clip so you have a circle, you have a long strap on your right, and the short clip here, you simply take the harness and you slip it over your dog's head, like so, and you attach it under the chest, behind the front legs. This harness is only to be used for walking. Do not leave it on the dog in the home because they're about 25 bucks and your dog may decide to chew on it at some point. But again, the reason why these work for any dog, especially these big, powerful bully dogs, is that when your dog pulls, he pulls because he really is interested in the environment. And hopefully you're taking your dog on a walk where he can be in the environment and investigate his environment and put his nose on the ground and make his little brain work so he becomes more tired, which is usually why a lot of people want to walk their dogs. You don't need to run your dog for hours and miles. Physical exercise obviously is important, and some breeds need a legitimate kind of a burnout, but that 15 minutes a day, maybe twice a day, where they can really run and be engaged in something. But otherwise, a 30-minute sniffy walk twice a day where the dog can think and process information is going to do you a world of good. So always remember, mental stimulation is the root of all evil when it comes to why we have problems with our dogs. If your dog is bored, digging, barking, spinning, fence running, destructive chewing, can't seem to stop bouncing from one subject to another a lot of the time, it is probably because your dog, A, doesn't have enough to think about, and B, doesn't know how to get his doggy needs met in the human world. So here, this is what we teach them. So I'm going to clip the leash onto Vinny's harness, and Vinny's trying to show off all the wonderful behaviors he knows. Vinny knows, he's learned here, that when nothing exciting is going on, we just chill out, which is what most dogs are going to be expected to do most of the time in our human homes. So why not help them learn that before they end up in the human home and drive everybody crazy? He is a very active, athletic, intelligent pit mix, a lot of people would say. Call him a bully mix because I've not put a DNA test on him, but I'm pretty sure he's of that variety. These guys, just in general, are highly intelligent. They are one of the top 3 people dogs in the world, and if they're not, that's not the way they should be. They should absolutely love people. They're highly intelligent. They are athletes. They are strong. They are independent thinkers because their original job when they were 200 years ago in England were to be bull baiting and bear baiting dogs. So they...
Taylor, please come to the lobby. Taylor, to the lobby.
This does happen. This happens a little bit. It's a big shelter. Anyway, so to be able to be a successful bull baiting and bear baiting dog where you ran out ahead of the hunters, which would have probably been on foot at the time with muskets, I'm not sure, knives, sticks, I don't know. You had to be brave, strong, persistent, have a high pain tolerance in case you got swiped or gored or swatted at, and you had to be able to think on your own 2 feet. The people involved were not giving you instructions. You basically went out and did your job. And so then the terrier part of them was the kind of dog like your Jack Russells that go down in a hole and we say, oh, hey, I need you to go kill something down in that hole. Gee, I don't know how big it is. I don't know if it has bigger teeth than you. It may actually kill you. But guess what? I can't help you. Go do it. Good luck. Think on your feet. And I'll see you if you make it out alive. So that's why our Jack Russell, our terrier kind of dogs are persistent, tenacious, high pain tolerance, big teeth, high prey drive. These guys are no different. And so you've got to understand that these dogs aren't stubborn, they're not hard-headed, they're certainly not stupid, but they are who they are because we made them that way. Every breed predisposition, whether it's a herding dog, Great Pyrenees, they all are different and they have specific characteristics that we created for the jobs they were supposed to do. The only ones that really didn't have a real job were the little dogs that sit in the emperor's lap all day. That's what they were created for. So if you really just want a lap dog, you should get a Pekingese, a Shih Tzu, maybe a Lhasa Apso, any of the small toy breeds that their job was to literally sit in the emperor's lap in China or Japan. Anyway, so that's my speech on why dogs do what they do. All right, Vinny, we're going to demonstrate the halter. Yes, what are you doing? Are you tired? Vinny really hasn't had a run. He is not tired. Is he, photographer?
He is not tired.
Yes. He was a Mexican jumping bean just a few minutes ago when we got him out of his kennel, but he quickly settles down because he knows how to calm himself. It's a wonderful thing, and it is not hard to do. All right, so come on, Vinny. The reason why this harness works so well is, I told you, the clip lives in front. Now, the laws of physics, because of that, will tell you that when your dog goes to take off in front of you, lunging, pulling, anything like that that's going to cause tension on the leash, what will happen is the dog simply can't do it because this clip is going to either spin him this way or this way. It will spin him sideways, so physically he cannot pull you. His body weight is going to now work against him. That's the physical thing. But the most important reason that I found, because I work with dogs every day, especially excited, reactive, fearful, aggressive, or just otherwise dogs that have no idea what they're doing or thinking and are constantly in a state of hyper-arousal, is that this harness, the reason why it works is that if you're lucky and your dog tanks off for the first time and he hits the end of that harness and he spins, what he's going to feel is a very quick, immediate ping that goes to the very most primitive part of his little dog brain that says, holy crap, what was that? I'm a little off balance. That means I'm a little not in control of my body. I am not grounded, and therefore I could be potentially unsafe. Safety, being safe, is the most important thing on the list of any living, breathing animal. If the dog feels that he could be unsafe, he certainly does not want to repeat that experience. And the beauty of it is that it happens so quickly that the dog has no association of the feeling with you. He doesn't feel frustrated, he isn't angry, he isn't in pain. It's just a quick neurological sort of a thing that happens that makes the dog go, oh boy, that was weird. I really don't like that feeling, and I'm not going to keep doing that. And animals do not repeat things that don't work. Human beings repeat things that don't work all the time for years, and we call it, I think we call it insanity, but we actually can do that because we reside at the top of the food chain, and you know, we just haven't managed to kill ourselves off yet, so we can still be really stupid and do stupid things over and over and manage that we're still here. Other species, not so lucky. So they absolutely will not repeat something that doesn't work. And when pulling doesn't work, the dog will do something else. So, and this just speeds up the process. Come on, baby. So I'm going to show you, when you walk your dog, the aim is always, whether you're using a harness like this, a regular flat collar and a leash, even a choke chain, which I totally don't recommend. The goal for the dog and for you is to be able for the dog to walk on a loose leash. This makes it easier. The responsibility of keeping the leash loose is the dog's. So when the dog gets to the end of the leash, come on, baby, then he wants to go outside. When the dog gets to the end of the leash, it's kind of hard to get him to do it here because obviously it's really boring. There's nothing going on. And that's why our dogs are really good in the house and can do all their stuff in the house, because the house is technically really boring. And when you're the only game in town, your dog will probably do what you want it to do. But you get outside, that's all gone, and now you've got to compete with the environment, which is a lot more exciting than we are. So anyway, come on, Minnie. So the goal would be, if the leash needs to be loose, all you need to do with this is, when you go out to take your dog on a walk, instead of worrying about if he poops and pees and how many miles you go and all of this stuff, come on, buddy, come on. He thinks you're playing a game. He's like, what are we doing? It's so boring. But the goal needs to be that you're building your relationship with your dog and you're teaching your dog how to walk on a leash so he gets more walks. If he's pulling and dragging you and lunging and barking and going crazy, his chances of having nice walks are going to go down and down and down until one day he's not getting any walks at all. And then you're really going to have problems. So, so how we teach it is we just say, doggy gets to the end of the leash, we stop. Then he's been taught, because when he got in this, he wasn't like this. He hit the end of that leash a couple times, and he felt funny about it, and so the first thing that happens is they get to the end of the leash, they spin, and the dog's going to look at you and go, what the heck just happened? Great, now he's checking in with you. If your dog isn't aware of you or has forgotten about you because he's so busy doing something else, you're not important. And the goal when we walk with our dogs is that we want them to see us as part of their little group. Because moving together in little groups and investigating the environment is what they would normally spend most of their day doing. And if you're his only group, then he needs to think you're an important part of it. And you're not important if he's dragging you like an old shoe. Come on, Vinny. Vinny, come here. Oh, he can't pull me today. But I guess I just want to tell you that this actually works. This might be a fail. But Anyway, so we're gonna worry about this anymore. I'm just gonna show you a couple things that you guys can do with your dog at home. The most important thing any dog needs to learn is that everything in his world that he wants or needs, he has to look to you for. It has to happen. You simply need to insert yourself between your dog and his ability to get anything that he wants, whether it's affection, food, being able to go out to the potty, going through doors, everything comes through me. And once the dog understands that, and it's very simple because we have the opposable thumbs, the big brain that can control his access to everything, if we choose to abdicate that position and just open doors because they look at us or scratch at the door or we just present a bowl of food, the dog knows that you have something to do with those things, that you can help him get them, but he doesn't see you as in control of anything. The only way you can ever be in control of those resources, or whatever we want to call them, the good stuff, is if you give him an opportunity to work for them. And even if that means sit and look at me for 2 seconds, yeah, okay. Mother, may I? Yes, you may. It's going to absolutely build his ability to look to you when you need him to. The biggest problem with dogs and training is that training, Biddy, come here. Training has everything to do with how much they repeat something and how relevant you are. Love is a wonderful thing. Unfortunately, dogs don't do things for love. The one thing a dog will do for love is probably save your life, maybe, if you fall through the ice, or, you know, a burglar comes and points a gun at you, he might jump in front of you and actually save your life. But that very same dog, and that would be love, but that spontaneous feeling, emotion, loyalty, protection, whatever that is that dogs feel in that moment, we can call that love. But compliance, sit when there's a squirrel running by, you know, come to me when I'm the most boring thing on the planet, and there's way more fun things to be doing, happens when a dog has practiced it a lot and sees you as a payoff, that you are important enough to pay attention to. And then hopefully he's got a good feeling about coming to you. If you call your dog to you and then you scold him, that's a withdrawal out of your account. So there's, you know, this isn't supposed to be a lesson on how to do everything with your dog, but you have to give your dog something to, you know, and they love to work, by the way. They're very hardwired to work, because look what they did. They're smart, they're resourceful. Come here, Vinny. Come here. So Vinny knows. Vinny actually defaults to the down. I don't teach formal sit down. I don't even put a word to it. I want these behaviors to be default behaviors. That I have dogs that can go into a home and, you know, whatever they want, they're going to offer me something other than what the usual dog does. So, here comes the
Emily, please into the lobby. Emily to the lobby.
Come here, Vinny. So anyway, if Vinny wants a piece of food, let's say I have a food bowl. Come here, Vinny. I'm going to say, here's your food bowl, Vinny. Now let's see what he does. So I'll say, Vinny, do you want your food? And I'm going to start to put my hand down like I'm going to give him some food. If he tries to get the food, I'm just going to stand up. Dogs do not repeat things that don't work, so let's see what happens. Vinny, you want a little bit of food in your bowl? Here's your bowl. You want some food? Oh, that didn't work. You want some food? Oh, that didn't work. You want some food? That didn't work. That didn't work. Yes, that worked. So, that's a really good example of a dog trying something. It doesn't work, he does something different. As soon as he does the thing I want, which is not try to grab the food, he gets a little piece of food. That's how I train dogs to do pretty much everything. I say, figure out how you can get me to let you have whatever it is you want.
So you never said no to him?
I never say no. I don't need to. They're creative problem solvers. They are hard work. These guys are actually scavengers, not hunters. So a scavenger, they got to be able to solve problems. They got to be able to watch and wait and be patient. They have the ability to sit for a really long time, like a vulture on the side of the road. Whatever that dead thing is, he got to wait for all the traffic to go by, and he runs out and he pecks at it. Oh crap, here comes somebody. He runs back. So they got to be patient, persistent, creative. You know, if a dog really wants something bad enough, he will figure out a way to make it happen.
Nothing bad happened to him for standing up. He just didn't get what he wanted until he stayed down.
Right. So that's how animals learn. They learn in the moment. They're very smart. They learn at light speed when they're motivated. And in order to teach a dog anything, he has to be motivated. Vinny, would you like to try that again? So we're going to make it a little harder for Vinny. So we're going to say, Vinny, and this is just a game to a dog. If you even played this game with your dog would absolutely have a ball. Vinny, look what Auntie Ann has. I got the food. So this is a different thing. Persistence, right? Yes. Vinny has done this trick. They lick your hand, you're like, I got something in my hand you wanted. He licks a few times. He stops, yes. Because as soon as he takes his nose away and thinks about it, I say, yes, good idea. So now I'm going to make it harder. I'm going to open my hand and show him the food. Yes. Like I said, he already knows this. Oh, now I'm going to make it really hard. He doesn't know this part. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to put the food on the ground. Anything on the ground is usually fair game for a dog, right? That's just natural. If it's on the ground, it's mine. So he tries to get it. This is a whole new kind of a game for him now because I put it on the ground. And he's going to have to learn. He's being persistent. He's being a dog. He's like, yes, I want the food. So, yes. So Vinny's pretty confident that if he does what he's doing, something good will happen. Oops, but he's forgotten. His impulse got the best of him, and he thought, well, maybe it will work this time. But now he's yes. Yes, that's very good, very smart. But this is how dogs learn. I don't have to push him away. I don't have to say no. I have to just not allow it to work. He will figure out the answer. This is how we do we just teach dogs so many things this way. How to go, we can do the wait at the door thing real quick, because going outdoors is another thing. You know, come here, buddy. Let's show him how you go out the door. Hopefully he'll try to go out the door. They all want to go outside and play. Without any pressure on the lead.